team. He has an older team. Anytime you can get the Conference Player of the Year back, it helps you.
Weather outside is frightful, but the action inside should be delightful as the team picked to finish second in the Sun Belt Conference comes to town to face your Arkansas Razorbacks. It's South Alabama at 6-5 and the Hogs at 8-2. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Verizon Arena in North Little Rock. Scott Inman along with Blake Eden set for the call tonight as the Hogs go for their 5th in a row against the Jaguars of South Alabama. And we will be set to bring it to you right after this when we come back with the Shelter Insurance starting lineups. You're watching Arkansas Razorback basketball. Along at Verizon Arena tonight, the starting lineups are brought to you by Shelter Insurance and your local Shelter Insurance agents throughout Arkansas. For your auto, home, and life, find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. For the visitors from Mobile, Alabama, they'll start in the backcourt of freshman from Manville, Texas, Ken Williams. Their point guard with 29 assists, a sophomore from Allen, Texas, and Barrington Stevens. Antoine Allen finishes out the backcourt. In the front court, it's a 6'6 junior from Vicksburg, Michael Ammons, and Augustine Rubit, last year's Sun Belt Conference Player of the Year. Now for the Hogs under Mike Anderson, Rashad Madden and Antoine Bell, who celebrated a birthday on Friday, in the backcourt along with Michael Qualls, who's the team's leading scorer. And Cody Clark and Bobby Portis, the Little Rock Hall product, will finish out the front court. Our tip-off coming up. Stay with us. You're watching the Razorback Sports Network from IMG.
South Alabama's got to protect the basketball. We know Arkansas is going to jump on them. You're on the road, hostile territory, good crowd tonight here in Little Rock. If they don't take care of the basketball, they're going to be in trouble. Second chance points are key. He's going to take a lot of those threes. These are tight rims, a lot of rebounds. Get those second chance points or you're going to put yourself behind the 8 ball if you're the South Alabama Jaguars. For Arkansas, laser focus. Christmas break starts the second that final horn sounds. You got some young guys on this team. Don't want them to look ahead to Santa Claus. Got to focus on this game against South Alabama. And tenacious D. Jump the Jaguars early, stay on them, and don't let up till the final horn.
It is a good crowd at Verizon Arena. Somewhere in the neighborhood, we think of 10,000 at least, have shown up to watch the Hogs and the Jaguars. Tonight's first half tip-off is sponsored by Arkansas's Petit Jean Meats. Proud to be the official ham of the Razorbacks this holiday season. Be sure to enjoy Petit Jean's mouth-watering hickory smoked spiraled hams available at stores throughout Arkansas. It'll be Michael Ammons jumping center against Bobby Portis to get us underway. And the Hogs will control the tip. Into the hands of Kai Madden, and away we go. Antoine Bell will try the runner to start us off. Can't get it to go, and it's Michael Ammons with the rebound.
What a great crowd here in Little Rock Lower Bowl. Full, sprinkled through the upper deck, but you can feel the tension. You can feel everybody's here excited about this basketball game. A lot of people in Central Arkansas don't get the chance to get up to Fayetteville as much for the game.
Allen goes past Bell, but then runs right into Cody Clark, and he'll get whistled for the offensive foul. There's Matthew Graves, first-year head coach for the South Alabama Jaguars, graduated from Butler, played there, was an assistant coach there after he played, and he has a 6-5 record in his first year in Mobile. Cody Clark got off to a really good start on Thursday against Tennessee Martin. Mike Anderson calls him one of the leaders of this team. Bobby Portis on the baseline.
Well, the Portis-Rubit matchup is going to be a lot of fun to watch. Rubit, the returning Sun Belt Player of the Year. Bobby Portis back in Little Rock for the first time.
Madden on the post gets stripped from behind. Fans wanted a foul call there. South Alabama with it.
Well, a chance to push the ball. They're not going to do that a whole lot. They like these wing screens. They like to move the ball, dribble drive cuts. Going to see a little bit of that Butler offense. Not a mirror of it, but very similar.
Here's Rubit. Draws the defense and then gets it underneath for his big man Ammons for the game's first 2. Hogs will be keying on Rubit all night. We talked about him as the Sun Belt Conference Player of the Year a year ago. Qualls up top. He can hit that shot, but this one's long, and the rebound, Ken Williams. Barrington Stevens into Madden. Shot slapped away, and the Hogs running. Bell, the pull-up three. And the rebound comes down to Augustine Rubin. South Alabama pushing it this time. And they'll go for the quick three in transition, and maybe they ought to think about it before they do that again. Now more than 2 minutes in, and the Razorbacks still looking for their first two. Clark, the three, and he got it.
Well, that's the only way you're going to hit those in this gym. Tight rims, it's like you're playing on the blacktop. Those chain link nets, you got to go nothing but net here in Verizon Arena tonight. Tough rims to shoot on.
Just the second three-pointer dropped in by Clark on the year. Here's Rubin. Out to Williams. And he rips the net.
Well, you got to pay attention to Rubin. Arkansas is going to double team him a lot, but good shooters from the outside for South Alabama. So you got, if you're that third guy in the rotation, you got to fill hard when they kick it out.
They average 23 three-point attempts per game, and they hit 8.8 of them. Top 10 in the country, and that ball lost out by Cody Clark. South Alabama will get it back. Mike Anderson in his third season, 45 and 29 as the Razorbacks head man.
When Augustine Rubin, the guy that gets all the press for South Alabama, but Ammons is the guy that makes them go. He's their do-everything guy, inside, outside, a small forward, defensive leader.
Stevens gets a screen, zips it over to Williams, and now down low to Ammons. Throws it almost away. Thought that one was sailing out. Instead, it's Rubin into the double team, slapped away, and the time runs out on the shot clock. South Alabama bench complaining that shot hit the rim. They wanted a reset on the shot clock. Didn't get it. Madden trying to get some ball penetration. The Hogs were very good against the Skyhawks at the dribble drive. They have not been able to really get it into the interior. The push hook is up and in.
Boy, love that offense. Bobby Portis working hard down in the post, didn't have anything, kicked it out to Kai Madden. What did Kai do? Gave it right back to him. They trust Bobby Portis now. When he works hard down there, they're going to get him the basketball every single time.
Razorbacks will apply the pressure. Madden got away with a reach in there and didn't get the call. Outside we go, three-pointer by Rubin, and he's on the board. You knew he would be. 18.7 per contest for Augustine Rubin. And he does it all for the Jaguars. Tough shot by Clark. Hangs on the rim and won't go. And then Bell threw it away, trying to get it to Portis. Good run by Ammons. And a blocking foul. He'll go to the line.
Well, that block charge is tough. It's a point of emphasis for the officials this year. For Antoine Bell, you know you have to have your feet set. You can't slide over there at the last minute. If you're going to foul the guy shooting, just go ahead and take that arm off.
A fast start here at Verizon Arena. And the Razorbacks on the short end of the stick so far. You're watching the Razorback Sports Network from IMG.
Since
Clemson, this is the team, I think, Blake, coming back from Maui that you thought might give the Razorbacks a little trouble, and so far they're off to a 5-point lead.
No, without a doubt, played Gonzaga and Texas to single-digit games. I mean, a good basketball team, a mature South Alabama basketball team. Arkansas is going to double down on those post players anytime the ball gets down low. It's dangerous because when you do that, you can kick it out, and then South Alabama gets those catch-and-shoot, spot-up, squared-up threes that we've bragged on Arkansas for being able to take at this point in the season.
Ammons, a 76% free throw shooter, has one. Hogs need a basket here. Slow getting the balls to go down early. They shot so well on Thursday, and Madden threw it away, and here come the Jaguars. High arching shot won't go, but an offensive boards by Ferguson, new into the ball game, a junior from Alabama. Deontay Ferguson makes an impact in his first minute on the court. Hogs nearly get the steal off the trap, and they will get the ball back.
What a big-time trap for Bobby Portis. I mean, I may be wearing people out with this, but you have to understand when you're this close and you can see the big freshman stepping out on the guards like that, sealing that trap, and then able to get the hands on him without the foul. Just a big-time play by the Little Rock native.
And again, the ball forced in there. And a heads-up play by Allen to knock it out off of Michael Qualls.
Boy, and after 4 or 5 games in a row for Kai Madden, playing great, consistent, almost error-free basketball. 2 just careless turnovers in a row, not making the crisp pass. This is a veteran team. They get their hands, they get in the passing lanes. If you're going to make those passes, they can't be lazy. They can't be here. You got to make them crisp.
Really trying to force it, and Madden's going to come out because of that, I believe. Fred Gully is in there now, along with Alondis Harris. And a steal by Qualls. It's Razorback rising.
Here comes Santa Claus. Wow. Just rips it from in front of the South Alabama defender and hammers it right in his face.
That gets the crowd back into it and cuts the South Alabama lead to 3. Rubin is into the open floor. Check that, Santillo, and he has it swatted away. Here come the Hogs. Bell for 3. Just not there. Boy, those rims are tight. What an electrifying dunk by Michael Qualls, and you can see it coming anytime he gets out in front.
Boy, and right on cue, Antoine Bell had a chance. If he hit that shot, this place was on edge and would have keyed and really changed the trajectory of the game for Arkansas. Not able to hit it, but what a move. Michael Qualls, goodness.
Kiko Haidar is going to check into the game. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Regions Bank. Keep it up with your money and earn rewards with Regions Life Green E-Access account. That's smart. Regions Bank, the official bank of the SEC, member FDIC. The officials are going to stop play because the clock did not start once they inbounded the basketball. Well, it started, but it started late. Or maybe it started early. They're putting 2 seconds back on it. 13:42 back onto the game clock. Hogs much more aggressive after that timeout, although the defense has been pretty sound. The shots just aren't going on the other end, and a couple of careless turnovers. Nice drive up the wing. Santillo with the Hogs' interior defense all around the basketball. Kiko Haidar loses it out of bounds, but a good defensive play.
What a great job, Arkansas. When you pressure the basketball when it's going to the rim like that, everybody else crashing down. They see Kiko coming from the outside, sees Augustine Rubin wide open under the basket, crashes down, helps, knocks it out. Unfortunately, on his tail when the ball came into his lap.
And how about the shot blocking presence there Bobby Portis provides? And as he checks out of the game, there's even more shot blocking prowess coming in, and Moses Kingsley.
Depth. Again, a word we haven't been able to use in quite a while with this Arkansas Razorback basketball team.
Kingsley has 14 blocks in the last 4 games. A double-double for the first time as a Razorback on Thursday against Tennessee Martin. TJ Johnson going in on the big fella. Did get the shot away before the shot clock expired, but the Hogs are out of there with it. Gully, nobody even close to him, but he can't get that ball to go through. So close on these threes. But the Razorbacks still trail.
Well, it's amazing. No matter who plays here, if you ever come to a basketball game at Verizon Arena, it's like one goal. The ball just won't go in, and it goes in on the other end. It's amazing.
Nice crossover. Santillo into the lane, but hits an offensive foul. It'll send us the other way. Ricky Scott is into the contest. They're about to be checking in from Michael Qualls. Scott had some good minutes on Thursday as well. 5 assists and no turnovers on Thursday and 12 minutes on the floor. Landis Harris backing in, strong to the hole, can't finish. There's Gully, stripped of the ball, lost out to Arkansas.
Well, just can't get it to fall around the basket. Now, and we talked about the tight rims, but eventually you just can't get there. Get the rebound. South Alabama does a great job digging down on the basketball. If you get it, you got to put your elbows out, protect the ball, and go back up quick.
We won't see anybody work harder on the low post than Landis Harris. Played here 2 years ago as a member of the University of Houston ball team and had a great contest on this floor. Moses Kingsley, a three-pointer.
First of all, of course he makes it. Second of all, we talk about the rims and you're not going to get a roll. And of course, who gets the roll? Moses Kingsley.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
His first three-point attempt of the season rattles in, and it's a tie game. Williams, the kick out, and a whistle and a foul away from the ball. Kiko Haidar draws the charge. Ken Williams, his first personal foul, and that'll take us to a timeout. Well, the Hogs on a 5-0 run. We'll see if they can continue it when we come back to Verizon Arena. Michael Qualls and the Hogs putting on an electric performance. You're watching Arkansas Razorback basketball. It was only his fifth attempt and only his second to hit. But you feel like they're close, though. Bells have been close. Just not quite getting in there yet. Haidar will try. That one not as close. Tip out by Kingsley. Harris. Traveled. Good looking, strong move again by Harris, but took an extra step. Ammons can't get the point blank jumper to go. Razorbacks in the open floor. Harris again looking like an NBA guy going in there. Gets his own miss. And let's see, they're going to call a foul on Harris.
Boy, frustrating. He just doesn't get the benefit of the doubt on those kind of calls. He's a big guy, a strong guy. The refs just kind of assume that he's okay, but then when he touches someone, he gets the call. He has to be a little more careful down there.
Sure looked like he had position to me. South Alabama hasn't scored quite a good while now. They had a 10-5 lead at one point. Williams, good challenge by Haidar. Another offensive board, and it's Rubit who gets it out of there for the Jaguars. Well, look at the Razorbacks just pushing the action away from the basket. Allen forced that one, but he got it.
When he was spotted up over there for a while, waiting to get the ball, patiently got it, knew he was going to sling it and knocked it down. Arkansas doing a good job pressuring the basketball, but you still have to have that backside rotation.
What a spin move by Ricky Scott. First two.
When Ricky can stay under control, he's normally the most athletic guy on the court. It's just staying under control when you're getting in situations like that. And when he does, he looks just as good as anybody out there.
Allen has got the hot hand, but can't get that one to go. Haidar's going to have to wait. Harris really wanting to take on Ammons. Kingsley does not have position down low. Here's Harris again. And one.
Finally gets one to go. Big boy move, Landis Harris. Once again with the how big a boy are you? Just getting it down there, just willing it to the basket. You're just not going to get his way. Ammons kind of tries to body him up, get that waist on him. Landis Harris just will not be denied to the basket. You love his game because he's able to be so strong and so tough, but he's got such great hands too. So when the ball leaves his hands, it's got that nice touch off the glass.
And he finishes off the three-point play. To cut the lead back to 2. Allen throws it away. This team does not turn the ball over that much. 12.5 per game. But there's one there, and the Hogs will take it. Tonight's game brought to you in part by AT&T. Proud to be the nation's fastest and most reliable 4G LTE network and the official telecommunications partner of Razorback Athletics. Hogs can tie if they hit a 2. They can take the lead. This would do it, and it does.
Welcome home, Alandis Harris, knocking it down.
Harris had 18 points and 6 rebounds on 6 of 8 shooting.
Kind of opposite day here in Little Rock. The big men stepping out, knocking down threes, keeping the Razorbacks not only in this game, but up 5 now.
Those numbers came as a member of the Houston Cougars. Haidar nearly got it away from Allen. He's got nobody to throw to, and that's going to be a foul on Ricky Scott.
Boy, but I'll tell you, unfortunate foul on Ricky Scott. Hustle play, though. But the pestering defense from Arkansas. I mean, Kiko Haydar is known for being a pest on defense. Great job by him, but the Arkansas guards doing a wonderful job pestering the South Alabama Jaguar guards.
This is a team that are not likely to get rattled. They've played Texas tough, as Blake mentioned. They played Gonzaga tough. Rubin partially blocked. Razorbacks all over the boards. They beat Florida State a year ago. This is a team that wants to get to the NCAA tournament, knows how important this game could be. Of course, they'll have to win their tournament in the Sun Belt Conference to do it. Ricky Scott tries the 3. It's off the mark. Rebound comes down to Barrington Stevens. A floater won't go from Allen. Man, they're really on the offensive boards, though. Stevens off with the 3. Rubin all over the loose ball, but he lost it out to Arkansas.
I hope Arkansas basketball fans realize how much we're going to miss Kiko Haydar next year. What he's been able to do for this program, the captain of the team. How many times do you have walk-ons end up being the captain of the team? We have a lot of upperclassmen on this team. I mean, there's a disparity. It drops off quickly and goes to those younger guys, but how many walk-ons are named team captain?
Not many. Haidar is a special player, there's no question about it. And one of the nicest kids you'll meet, too. Pushed back by Harris, and the rebound comes down to Stevens. Williams, not going to happen. They keep trying that, but the big guys are swatting them away. Ricky Scott slicing in there, can't buy the bucket, but he will go to the free throw line.
They're going to learn their lesson. What's the definition of insanity? Trying to do the same thing over and over again, even though it doesn't work.
Razorbacks with a 5-point lead, and we've got a timeout in North Little Rock. Back in a moment. You're watching the Razorback Sports Network from IMG. Razorbacks are 5-1 all time against this South Alabama club. Last time they met was 2009, and that was the one loss. South Alabama beat Arkansas in Fayetteville 74-61, and that was part of a really bad run that year. I remember seeing a lot of those games where the Hogs, I think, lost 3 in a row in Fayetteville. The non-conference start, the best since 2010. This year, though, Hogs trying to win their 5th in a row and go to 9-2. That's good for Ricky Scott. Came in with a 39% free throw shooter. Nails are both. Ja'Cory Williams checks in. Bobby Portis returns. And Rashad Madden back into the game.
Boy, Cavs are playing so great. I mean, it's been the difference in this Arkansas basketball team. Struggling here at the beginning of the game. Want to see him get back on track. One of the guys that Arkansas is going to push towards NCAA tournament bid through SEC play. Kai Madden's got to be the player that we've had the last 4 or 5 games.
St. Teal in the trees again. Rubin. No call, and back over to Barrington Stevens. #1 assist guy on this club. That looked like a travel, and that's going to go. How about that? Barrington Stevens falling away, got that shot to go. And it's down to 5 again. Madden zipped it into Williams, and he had it taken away, but will get bailed out with the foul call. It's going to go on Barrington Stevens.
Boy, great feed here from Kai Madden, Corey Williams, Barrington Stevens III with the foul. Beautiful. And you feel like he should have a monocle or something out there.
Harris double teamed. And we're going the other way.
Well, Alanis has to recognize that double team coming, and when it comes, you either make a quick move and go to the basket, or you kick it back out. You don't dribble, and you don't hang on to the ball when that double team's coming hard at you, especially when it's Augustine Rubin.
Mardrakus Wade back in, and Cody Clark replaces Alandis Harris with 6.5 left in the first 20. A pull-up three from St. Teal. There is some size on this South Alabama team, and they're making it hard on the Razorbacks getting it inside. That time Portis maybe threw it a little too deep. Clark couldn't get it.
Well, a little deep he had Clark. Clark did a great job sealing off Augustine Rubin on the high side. Boy, Santil coming over with the help, kind of threw him off trying to catch that ball. Good defense by the Jaguars.
And the Razorbacks are going to get it right back, though, because Wade slapped the inbounds pass off a Jaguar. In for Portis. And another foul on the floor. This one's going to go against Akeem Santil. That'll be his second.
Santil apparently disappointed with what's an apparent obvious foul call. Frustrating though when you get singled out against a big man, especially the guy Bobby Portis works hard to get position, and you're just trying to dig down and get that basketball. You feel like you should have some kind of advantage with the officials, but they'll get you every time when you're digging in like that, hanging onto the arm.
Portis has been very good from the free throw line, 77% so far this year. Playing just across the river from his hometown. Graduate of Little Rock Hall High School. Six-point lead for the Hogs. 6 minutes left. Good effort by Wade. Stevenson gets penetration. The kick out for Boyanova. Boyanova gets his first triple and has 3 points. Just a 3.3 points per game average for him. Portis, good position, but threw it away, trying to kick it into the cutting Williams, but the loose ball back into Ja'Cory's hands, and he scores it.
Boy, good strong move. Ja'Cory snatching it off the ground. Good job keeping the ball out of those elbows out and then going up and finishing soft off the glass.
And we got there's a foul.
And then gets a foul right after.
A reach around on Ja'Cory Williams.
Boy, good scramble here. Mardrakus Wade digs down, gets the ball, gets loose. Again, good strong move by Ja'Cory Williams. May have had a foul there. Turned around and compounds it with the foul on the inbounds pass. But good move by Ja'Cory nonetheless.
Well, the defensive intensity has certainly been there for the Razorbacks tonight. They know they have to cover up these guards. And now a steal by Madden. And the finish.
Boy, that'll get them going.
And a steal by Clark. Here's Madden again. He tried to oop it for Portis, and Bobby wasn't quite there.
They thought he had him there. Timing just wasn't quite right. That alley-oop kind of turns into an alley-oops, but great job, Kai Madden, anticipating that. You like guys that use the offhand to get in the passing lane instead of trying to get their whole body, catch it with two hands, just pop it and go chase it down, fights off the defender, gets the dunk. Good steal by Cody Clark on the inbounds too. Thought we had something to Bobby Portis. Timing just a little bit off from Kai Madden. That steal and dunk ought to get him going.
Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Ford. The Ford F-150 is the official truck of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Visit your Arkansas Ford dealer or log on to midsouthford.com. Kai Madden, 9 of his last 13 three-point attempts coming into this one, and has been in double figures in 6 of the last 7 games. Did throw the ball away a couple of times early in this one, but coming around defensively as we get into the waning minutes of the second half, or the first half, I should say. Allen on the drive, and it's kicked out off Arkansas.
Well, not the high-scoring game that Arkansas has been used to this year. Number 1 in scoring in the SEC, 11th in the country. Good start for the Razorbacks. Important, though, that they continue to keep this D up, keep the focus up, and stay on these South Alabama guards.
Wade couldn't wrestle that one away from Rubin. It's a pretty good defensive team in South Alabama. Opponents getting 66 a game against them. 5 to shoot here. Allen for 3 out of the corner. Wade to Portis. Portis is double teamed, but fights his way through.
Really great job with his composure. Bobby Portis wanted to go right up. Ammons kind of got that hip into him instead of going straight up with a wild shot. Takes his time, is patient, gets his composure, and goes up strong.
Good break by South Alabama, but they cannot finish. Ammons thought he was fouled. Lob in for Cody Clark, and he is pushed.
Oh, well,
and that caused him
did the
to
fans
travel.
just come out of me? I apologize, but that was awful.
Well, he did travel, but there's a reason.
Veteran move from Ammons.
Yes.
That was awful. I apologize for forgetting that.
Let's
I
see.
was the color analyst here. Oh, that wasn't Ammons. Excuse me. Yeah, just backs him.
Wow, that was Allen.
Backs him up.
Yep, man.
Obvious call.
Well, we've got a timeout at Verizon. Back after this, Mike Anderson's team up 27-18. You're watching Arkansas Razorback basketball. Razorbacks enjoying a 27-18 lead with 3:42 left. It's time for a Highland Dairy three-pointer update. Get a splash of fresh flavor with dairy products from Highland Dairy. And the Hogs have dropped in 3 triples, and all 3 coming from big men. Alandis Harris, Cody Clark, and Moses Kingsley dropping in the 3-pointers so far tonight. And they have now, the Razorbacks, made a 3-point bucket in 815 straight games. Clark has to scrape himself off the deck. Meantime, it's underneath for Bobby Portis again. What a move.
Big boy in him. And Bobby Portis trucks down the basketball court. He doesn't run fast, he runs hard. And if you beat him down there, he gets that butt on you and gets position. And he's done such a great job when he gets the basketball, getting his composure, getting position, and going up strong once again for Bobby Portis.
Not playing like a true freshman.
Not at all.
A fearless post player for the Razorbacks. And that's what you need down there for sure. Hogs again get the shot clock under 10 on the defensive end. Allen's going to have to shoot from 28 feet.
Perfect defensive possession for Arkansas. You get him in the half-court game. This is the difference the big men are making for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Now they don't want to take it inside. They've had the shots blocked by Portis, by Kingsley, by Harris, and by Clark. So they're just passing around the perimeter. Exactly what Arkansas wants to happen. You chunk the 87-foot 3 for the air ball.
And now Portis on the other end is true for his first 3 of the night.
Why not?
That sends him to double figures again, 10 points. And the Razorbacks scrapping in the defensive backcourt, but now it's a 2-on-1. Paul's altered the shot. Ammons with good adjustment. He has 6. 2 minutes left until halftime. Razorbacks by 12. Oh, and that one went halfway down and came out for Rashad Madden. The iron definitely unkind at times here in Verizon Arena. Ammons past Portis, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Well, just a good job, Ammons, getting Bobby Portis off balance. Bobby's done a great job out there on the perimeter, playing perimeter D against guys with guard-like skills like Ammons. But Ammons did a good job getting him off balance, getting in his body, and getting the N1.
Portis fakes the pass and takes it all the way to the rack.
Did you see what he did? Did you see what he did? Gives Antoine Bell a little come and get it. When they tried to jump it, watch, come and get it. Whoop. Takes it to it. Could have been an N1. The same thing that happened with him and Ammons on the other end. Doesn't get the benefit of the doubt. Veteran move by Bobby Portis.
.12 Razorback lead. Time to finish strong in the final minute 10. Williams open. Not a bad shot. Allen gets it on the second try.
Boy, and Qualls will hear about that on the film. Takes off after kind of the not real effort trying to block the shot. If he boxes man out, Arkansas gets it back, and there is no bucket for the Jaguars.
Madden on the other end, though, with the nice reach to get it over the big. And knocks it in off the glass for the Razorbacks. This is about as good as the full court press as I've seen since we've been doing
what
the
a good
few
job
games we have.
of on the inbounds pass.
Yeah.
The Jaguar inbounders just don't know where to go to the basketball. Their guys aren't helping out either. When they're stuck, they're going away from the ball. Anytime you're against a press, when it gets crazy, you got to help and go towards the basketball. Their guys are bailing out exactly what Mike Anderson wants to happen.
Allen's got a 2-on-1. Kingsley slaps it
Really?
away.
You're going to try on Moses Kingsley, really?
Madden into 3 South Alabama Jaguars and will draw the contact.
You're really going to try and dunk on Moses Kingsley with him sitting there waiting on you.
Here's another look.
It wasn't even close. You know, that's a direct product of someone not paying attention to the scouting report at all.
Madden a 1-and-1. Shot clock still ahead of the game clock. Hogs should have a chance for the final shot. First, it's Allen out of the corner. He is looking to spot every time he gets the basketball.
And a couple defensive breakdowns from Arkansas here in the last minute. Favored to box out or get out on those shooters. Antoine Bell lets the dribbler go right by him. If you get out on those guys and give the pressure, it's 5 points here in the last minute given up.
Qualls from outside, badly off the mark. Williams has the miss and has the double pump from half court. Gave it a good ride, but we have reached the intermission. Well, the Razorbacks will go to the locker room with a 9-point halftime lead. It was a little bit bigger. It'll be 36-27 as we go to the locker room. We'll be back with the Sonic Halftime Show. Stay with us from North Little Rock. You're watching Arkansas Razorback basketball.
Sports Network from IMG. Presented by Sonic, America's drive-in. This is how you Sonic. Now to courtside with Scott Inman and Blake.
Here he goes. And a slam dunk.
Show on the Razorback Sports Network from IMG. Presented by Sonic, America's drive-in. This is how you Sonic. Now to Courtside with Scott Inman and Blake Edens.
We welcome you to the Sonic Halftime Show presented by Sonic, America's Drive-In. Try the flavor-loaded foot-long lineup from Sonic. They're kind of a big meal. Get one with tots for just $3.99. A good crowd on hand at Verizon Arena here in North Little Rock. The Hogs' one and only trip to Central Arkansas as we welcome you back courtside. The Hogs with that 9-point halftime lead. It was a double-digit lead late in the half, but when you break this one down, Blake, really the difference for me is Arkansas has inside game and South Alabama does not.
Oh, without a doubt, the Jaguars tried to go inside multiple times, and Bobby Portis, Moses Kingsley, Alandis Harris, and Cody Clark continued to deny him. Now you see him going around the perimeter, not even wanting to take it inside. Good job by Arkansas shutting that down early. Now you got to close out on those shooters because they're kind of getting it in and kicking it back out or dribble drive and kicking it out. But the intensity and the focus from Arkansas on the defensive end has been huge in this game because, quite frankly, the shots just aren't falling. Free throw is going to be huge in the second half, Scott.
They also have extended their defense, and we talked about it briefly there in the late going, that I think it's as good as I've seen the full court press for Arkansas so far this year.
What is, and it all starts with pressure on the basketball and the inbound. South Alabama having all kind of trouble even getting the ball past that out of bounds line, past the own ball defender, and when it's there, that first trap is set really hard. You can tell that Mike Anderson has this team moving in the direction he wants them on that full court press, but you can't get in it unless you score points. Arkansas has been able to score enough points to get in that press, but the on-the-ball defender has been the key tonight for Arkansas.
We have mentioned in some previous broadcasts about the versatility of the Razorbacks' offensive game now. They can shoot from various parts of the floor. Tonight, the thing that struck me, too, was the bigs can come out on the wing, and they were dribbling up the wing and getting it done by blowing past their defender. Then they could go right back down to the blocks and get position and score there as well.
Well, on the blocks, getting position, Moses Kingsley and Bobby Portis specifically. Great job getting the ball, being strong and patient, and going up. But how about he and Bobby stepping out and hitting threes? The guards struggling shooting the threes tonight, these tight rims that I've complained about. Moses Kingsley, Bobby Portis, Cody Clark. What tight rims? Knocking them down. Good first half from the Arkansas big men. Good first half of defense from the guards. Got to carry it over now to the second half.
The referees have really let them play, and I think that plays into the hands. The Razorbacks have nobody in foul trouble. They've been able to aggressively play defense.
Oh, definitely. And extended that defense out past the three-point line, 10, 15 feet. Frustrated Jaguar guards. Arkansas is going to keep that pressure going, but have to run through the finish line through that final horn.
So I guess the two big keys really, Blake, the free throws in the second half and getting to the shooters for South Alabama.
Get to the shooters, those free throws, and don't give them those second chance points.
All right, well, we will continue with more of our Sonic Halftime Show here from Verizon Arena in just a moment. The Pepsi first half summary is coming up next. You're watching the Razorback Sports Network from IMG College.
Now, what can I get you for Christmas?
We welcome you back to the Sonic Halftime Show presented by Sonic, America's Drive-In. Try the flavor-loaded foot-long lineup from Sonic. They're kind of a big meal. Get one with tots for just $3.99. And our first half summary is presented tonight by Pepsi, proud to be the official beverage of the Razorbacks. Pepsi, live for now. Well, the Razorbacks shooting much better than I really felt like they did by watching the first half, but they're at a 50% clip here at the intermission, and South Alabama really not shooting all that well. They do have the 5 3-pointers, which is one more than the Razorbacks. The Hogs have the slight edge on rebounding, but South Alabama has pulled in a few offensive rebounds, and that's made a difference. Turnovers pretty much even, and really USA at 10, they only average 12.5 per game, so the Hogs have forced a little more than the Jaguars are used to committing, and the Hogs have gotten it done with the points off the turnover.
Well, and even though those turnovers are a little higher than what they average, it's the mindset. These guards for South Alabama are coming out in the second half, and they're worried about turning the ball over. They're worried about even getting it up and getting into the offense. Arkansas has absolutely taken them out of their game and out of their rhythm.
How about the individual scoring numbers now? First for the visitors. Nobody in double figures yet. Antoine Allen really had the hot hand, especially late in the half. He leads the way with 8. And Augustine Rubin, way off his pace. He averages 18.7 per game. The reigning Sun Belt Conference Player of the Year, only with 3 at the break. And Arkansas's leading scorer in the first half as we change the page and check it out. Bobby Portis, the only player on either side for double figures. He's got 12, got a great hand when he came off the floor towards the end of the half. Alandis Harris is next with 6, and Madden and Ricky Scott with 4 apiece. We'll be back with more of the Sonic Halftime Show right after this. You're watching Arkansas Razorback basketball. Point halftime lead here at Verizon Arena. And who says those rims are tight? Check this out. Boss Hogg during the halftime. This is not easy. That's pretty impressive. Tonight's halftime highlights are presented by Edward Jones. For the Edward Jones Financial Advisor nearest you, visit edwardjones.com or call 1-800-ED-JONES. That highlight there was pretty good.
Well, as somebody that struggled to hit threes every now and again in his career at Arkansas, that's just demoralizing. I mean, that's depressing. Not struggling to hit threes tonight, the Arkansas big men. Good job, Cody Clark, Bobby Portis, big Moses Kingsley. And this move was just to rip through. I mean, he does things at least once a game that just blow your mind. Almost as equally as Moses Kingsley hitting the three. Ricky Scott under control. Great move. Alandis Harris back in Little Rock knocking it down. But just an interesting half. Not the exact kind of basketball Arkansas is used to playing. It's not really up and down. That's the amazing thing about it. It's more half-court grinded out, but Arkansas able to find a way, playing hard, shutting down South Alabama from what they want to do with the basketball. They want to get it inside. They want to kick it out. Having nothing on the inside. Nothing at all. And that was just the dumbest decision of the year that I've seen. I mean, really?
Hogs and Jaguars back out onto the floor. We are less than 3 minutes away from the inbound to start the second half. That's going to do it for the Sonic Halftime Show. We'll be back with the start of the second half right after this. You're watching the Razorback Sports Network from IMG. Well, we wish you all a Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday Season. Hope you have gotten your Christmas shopping finished. Blake, how's yours looking?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
we're
That's what I thought.
Work in progress as usual.
Well, we know that you're watching us. You're kicked back and not hitting the stores right now, and ready for the second half. Arkansas trying to win their 5th in a row. Coming into this contest with a real-time RPI rating of 54. That thing, of course, bounces all over the place. It's been as high as in the 20s since they came back from Maui.
Well, but the important thing is to have it at a certain level going into conference play. We've talked about this a lot. The SEC not going to give you a whole lot of points this year unless you win every single one of those big games. So if you're not at a certain level by conference play, it's just not going to happen. You have to be probably below 40 or below 50 once you get into conference play, because if you slip a little bit, you could be in trouble. I mean, beating Auburn, beating Mississippi State, teams like that are just going to be awful this year, going to hurt your RPI. And if you lose to them, it's just like jumping off a building. It's just disastrous.
Mike Anderson trying to get this Razorback squad to the NCAA tournament for the first time in his tenure, in his 3rd season now. South Alabama with the ball first to get underway here in the second half. Interesting to see if they continue to attempt to get it inside. They throw it away right off the bat. Rubit just tossed it out of bounds.
When exactly how you want to start the half if you're Arkansas. Rubit just out of it, off his game.
18.7 points per game for Augustine Rubit.
And averages 10 rebounds, too. Averages a double-double.
Yeah.
It was a Sun Belt Conference Player of the Year last year. Should easily win it again this year, and Arkansas just absolutely stifling him.
He's got 47 career double-doubles, and Portis can't get the 3 this time. It's Ken Williams into the front court. Now Stevens. Allen the drive and the dish. Ammons nowhere near the mark. Rubit does get the offensive board, but then throwing it back out. Bell. Loose ball Portis. Madden back out. Ant Bell. Wow. Jaguars now with 12 turnovers. That's their season average.
And that's not accidental. That's not one of those just oops that happened. That is from the pressure from Arkansas over and over and over again throughout this game. You just make unforced decisions at this point in the ball game. Credit that to Arkansas's pressure.
Madden, the nifty move to get good position, and finger rolls it up and in. He's got 6.
Well, and Kyle Madden, I think, weighs like 105 pounds soaking wet, and he makes these moves. He gets in the lane with contact and gets to the basket or gets to that mid-level for the jump shot. Strong protection of the ball from Kyle Madden on a regular basis to not be a big, strong dude.
Ammons reverses, and Portis out of there with it. Madden open on the wing. The 3-pointer's just not going early in the half. Stevens right through the defense and draws contact. Looks like it's going to be Madden. Nope, they're going to get Portis for that one. That will be number 1 on Bobby Portis, sending Barrington Stevens to the free throw line. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Pepsi, the official beverage of the Razorbacks. Pepsi, live for now. The ball really does just doink off those rims. There is no give in the cylinder at all. It's got to be a pretty good shot to go through.
It's like being at the county fair. I mean, I'm surprised they aren't bent in a little bit and charging you to shoot free throw.
Check the size of the ball, huh? 0 for 2 at the line for Stevens. Clark, the pull-up. Rubin gets the miss. Here's Allen in the open floor. They'll call that a 2. He had a foot on the line. He's in double figures with 10.
Well, that's his game. He likes pulling up and popping those threes. You got to know that if you're Arkansas. Get out on him. Don't give that space even though he's coming full speed.
That was the first 2 of the second half for South Alabama. Cody Clark counters on the other end. Here's Allen. He's been really the most active player for South Alabama. And another foul goes on Bobby Portis. That's 2 quick ones here in the early going of the second half.
Well, that's always a tough judgment call to me. I tell you, the law of physics should go into play sometimes. If you jump before another guy and you go straight up and you stay straight up and he continues to come towards you, who's invading whose space at that point?
You think that's what Portis is asking right now?
Oh, I'm sure quantum physics. I'm sure they're discussing.
Just a little quantum
like
physics
I know.
talk.
I don't have a clue. I mean,
Oh, good move by Ammons to get his own miss. Has it swatted, and it'll be Rubin headed to the free throw line. Well, the rebounding certainly going South Alabama's way here early in the second half.
went a little off on the focus for Arkansas coming out. You have the good first half. You have everything going in the right direction. Mike Anderson has to be careful with this group. You got Christmas starts the second that final horn sounds. You got to run through the finish line. If Landis Harris coming into the basketball game, you got to find that group that's going to keep the intensity up where it needs to be.
Landis Harris sees his first action now the second half, replacing Bobby Portis, who has the 2 fouls. One for 2 for Rubin. Clark, nobody picked him up. And he'll go to the free throw line.
Well, if you're always seeing Rubin, you're going to try and draw the charge. You're either all in or all out. You got to commit to it. You can't move a little bit once the guy gets near. You got to get stationary. You got to stay still. Get him in that Eddie Sutton charge drill. You hear all the horror stories from guys that played for Eddie Sutton. They'd have a bad game, and he would line you up and make you just stand there, and each guy on the team would have a turn while you took a charge from it. It was just brutal.
Cody Clark gets them both. He is 13 of his last 14 from the free throw line. And the Razorback lead is 11. His press so effective in the first half, and Harris kicked it. As Blake mentioned, it really starts with the inbound pressure. South Alabama looks like they're running a little bit different of a press offense to get that inbound guy open. And look at the trap at midcourt. Clark steals it, and then a retaliation foul coming up on Barrington Stevens. That'll be his second.
Boy, smart foul. Landis Harris streaking down the court was about to hammer it. Whatever press offense that was, we need to do something different. Barrington's having a rough night.
Yeah, he is.
You can look in his eyes. He's ready to go home. He's ready to get out of here.
There are several South Alabama players who you can just see are very frustrated, and you just hope that they don't lose their cool before this one's over.
Well, you can see it. Arkansas has to capitalize on that. Hit some shots, spread the lead, and they'll quit on you.
Yeah, Madden grabbed his arm on the floor. Gonna get, it's not Rubin, it's Stevens, and that's gonna be 3 on him. 2 quick ones here on Barrington Stevens. He'll have to come out. Team leader in assists. St. Teal checks in for Ken Williams. Clark gets it down low from Madden, posting up. And the reverse move over his shoulder. They're so comfortable underneath the basket.
The strongest 105-pound guy in the country.
8 points for Kai Madden. Hogs have extended the halftime lead now, led by 9 at the break, and it's 13 now. Another good trap. Rubin, one bounce, flies to the hole. Nice move, couldn't finish. Ammons, I believe, was over the back. Yes, he was.
Boy, and Rubin, after having to go against Moses Kingsley and Bobby Portis all game, finally gets the matchup against Michael Qualls. Has a chance to score that bucket, can't do it. Good box out by Cody Clark. Hogs have the ball coming back after this break.
First foul on Ammons. We'll be back right after this. You're watching the Razorback Sports Network from IMG. Well, you notice as we show you the score here coming back that it's a little bit different than it was before we took the break. During the timeout, the officials came over and checked the replay of one of the long shots by Antoine Allen. His foot was ruled to be on the line. It was initially ruled a 2, but upon looking at the replay, yeah, that's a 3. So they gave him the 3-pointer. And it's a 12-point Razorback advantage. Hogs with the ball after the timeout. Here's Qualls.
Well, Michael
Qualls is fouled by
the
Allen.
The last 3 games, I mean, one, he didn't have a choice because he didn't play in the first half, but he just hadn't quite been as active in the first half. He had the big dunk earlier in this game, but besides that, kind of a non-factor on both ends of the court. Plays well, but not of leading scorer for the team, and somewhat of a non-factor. Want to see him get energized, get going in the second half.
Just 2 points for Michael Qualls so far. Team's leading scorer at 14.4 a game. Clark's jumper lips out. Kiko Haidar is in the game after the timeout. So is Alandis Harris.
South Alabama frustrated. South Alabama's frustrated. Arkansas has a big chance now to push this lead to about 16 to 20 points.
Woo. St. Teal was not within 5 feet of his man on that offering.
But if Arkansas doesn't, if it stays in this 12-point range, if they can chip away, make it 10 or 8, South Alabama keeps confidence, staying in the basketball game. We know about them staying in it with Gonzaga and Texas. Go ahead, put them out of their misery now, get it over with.
And when you can hit threes like this team is capable of doing, they're very streaky. They're not always efficient. Michael Qualls, an athletic move to get it in close, but can't hit the shot. They had 13 3-pointers against Texas as Clark pins it against the backboard. And the Hogs are running. Yeah, he carried. Take a look at Clark's block.
Boy, and where Bobby Portis and Moses Kingsley are those almost classic big man blockers, guys that just go get it, that just big boy. Alandis Harris, and as you just saw, Cody Clark can come from the backside, can seemingly come out of nowhere if you're the guy with the basketball trying to score, and they slap it.
Talking about South Alabama's 3-point prowess, they had a school record against Rice, 17 3-pointers.
You've got to stop talking about that.
Just letting you know.
Knock on, do something. You can't.
Just letting the folks know it's not over yet. That foul is going to be called on Kiko Haidar. 2 shots coming up for Akeem Santillo. That Rice game was a 3 overtime loss for the Jaguars. They played Texas within 7 and lost by 9 to Gonzaga. Fred Gully checks into the game.
When Ricky Scott had a good first half, Michael Qualls, really, if you look at the numbers, had with the exception of Bobby Portis, probably has had the best first half of the season for Arkansas, but need energy right now. Ricky Scott played a good first half, provided some energy. Mike Anderson getting him in the game, trying to pick the pace back up for Arkansas on defense.
Tough pass for Haidar to handle. It was partially blocked. Here's Kingsley. He had it taken out of his hands. Here's Allen. No shot. There'll be a foul on the floor. And there's a Razorback down on the other end. That's Ricky Scott.
Wait a minute, he's hurt. I didn't even see what happened. I don't know if it's his eye or.
Dave England out to check on him.
And Dave England, one of the best trainers in the country. I mean, one of the best you're going to find. He got something in the face or in his eye. They're tending to his eye.
It might have been his own player. Nope.
Oh, yeah, it's right across the nose.
Yeah.
When that stings, your eyes water up. It's akin to being sucker punched, really. I mean, it hurts. And really, danger of breaking the bridge of your nose there. I mean, it's something you really got to worry about.
Yeah. That was bone to nose right there. Oof. Looked like it might have hit his jawbone a little more than it hit the nose. But he is definitely applying pressure to his nose, and we hope Ricky Scott's okay.
Well, you hate to see that. Just talking about the energy and the good play he provided in the first half, had a chance to get back out and re-energize this seemingly stagnant second half for the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Have only scored 8 points in the second half. And that's one more than South Alabama. 8-7 count, more than 6 minutes in. Really had trouble getting it into Rubin. Kingsley guarding him well. Another miss on the three-point offering. Gully the pull-up.
Well, not shot Mike Anderson wanted. Fred Gully shot the basketball well, but more catch and shoot, not off the dribble on the fast break.
St. Teal gets it to Rubin around to Allen, and Allen gets the three, and that's what they wanted.
Well, and that's how they're going to get back. Allen's got the hot hand tonight. Rubin hadn't been able to score, but we're going to crash down on him. When that happens, you got to find Allen.
It's a 7-point game. 3-point shot. That's how South Alabama is going to try to get back in it. This is about as deep as the Hogs have gotten into the shot clock all game. Kingsley off his back foot. Alabama has a chance to cut it to 5, maybe even 4. Rubin fouled by Moses Kingsley on the reach-in.
Wouldn't be surprised to see a timeout from Mike Anderson coming up here soon. Just not able to get the rhythm, trying to play some more guys, find that group that's going to give him the energy. Put it back out there like we did in the first half. We did talk about that press going well, the on-ball defense on the press being fantastic, but that can't happen if you don't put the ball in the basket. You can't get in that full-court press if you don't score the basketball.
Boy, Allen has been the best player, especially offensively tonight for South Alabama. And another foul. As things start to tighten up here down the stretch. Fred Gully picks up his second. Kai Madden's going to come back into the game to replace Gully. Michael Ammons checks back in for South Alabama to replace Augustine Rubin. We're already into the bonus now. It's a 1-and-1 for Antoine Allen.
Well, in a dangerous situation for Arkansas, too, because Allen, at this point in the game, has realized
Rubin's not going to do a whole lot. Ammon's back in the game. Just give me the ball. You can see that he's the guy that's going to take over for this team today. You know, with the touch fouls that they call now, he could be at the free throw line quite a bit tonight. If they back off, he's been shooting the ball well.
Wade and Qualls back into the game. Both teams really hitting their bench hard here in the middle of the half. Five-point game. Allen will get a breather, and I'm glad to see him head to the bench. Cody Clark checks in for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Moses Kingsley checks back to the bench. Hogs need a bucket. Harris, the pushback, and he nails
Tough
it.
shot.
Boy, you see that go up, and you go, I don't think that's going in.
Well, I thought he almost got fouled when he picked it up to shoot it. And you kind of in the back of your mind say no, and then it goes in. But big-time shot from Alandis Harris.
And a much-needed two for the Arkansas Razorbacks. The fans want a defensive stop.
Well, this crowd in Little Rock's been great tonight. Ready, kind of on the edge of their seats. Arkansas had a couple chances to really push the lead, get them into it. Hadn't been able to do it.
Ferguson underneath. Deontay Ferguson scores his first two. And Harris fouled by Ferguson on the other end. That'll be his first, and that'll send us to a timeout. South Alabama refusing to go away. Arkansas's lead is 5. We're back to Verizon. After this, you're watching Arkansas Razorback basketball. The Jaguars have clawed their way back into this one, trailing the Razorbacks by 5. Nearing the midway point of the second half as we give you a Highland Dairy three-pointer update. Get a splash of fresh flavor with dairy products from Highland Dairy. South Alabama, we said if they were going to get back in this one, it was going to be from outside the arc, and they have hit nearly half of their offerings from outside the arc. And you should point out, too, that they played pretty good in the half-court defense here of late, too. Arkansas really struggling.
Arkansas just been out of sync. And as much as South Alabama was out of sync offensively the first half, Arkansas has been in the second half.
Qualls will try the three. And Arkansas has really struggled outside the arc tonight.
Well, not been able to hit, but not rebounding those misses like they were. Hungrier in the first half going after those shots. Not quite hitting the glass like the Razorbacks were in the first half.
Michael Qualls had hit 7 of his last 10 three-point attempts coming into the game, but does not have one tonight. Five to shoot. St. Teal. Hogs have been pretty good in transition. Qualls spins right into the defender and will draw the contact. They're going to call that one on Akeem St. Teal, and that is his 4th personal foul. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Sonic. Try the flavor-loaded foot-long lineup. They're kind of a big meal. Get one with tots for just $3.99 at Sonic. It's a 1-and-1 for Michael Qualls.
Well, that's a three-point shot away from a two-point basketball game there for South Alabama. Fortunately, didn't go in for Arkansas. I'd expect to see Bobby Portis back in this game soon.
Blake, you talked about it at halftime. Free throws would be key down the stretch as well. And Qualls misses the front end of the 1-and-1. And it's another golden opportunity for the Jaguars. They are really slowing the pace now. Taking that shot clock to under 10 again. Pump fake. Shot rejected. And Clark is out of there with it. Falling down, gets it to Madden. Kai Madden is going to get caught for an offensive push.
Little chicken wing hook there. They had him.
didn't look as bad as it probably could have been. That's a judgment call, unfortunately, goes against the Razorbacks. Mardrakus Wade gets some key minutes here for Arkansas. Struggled all season long, hadn't been able to find that three-point touch when he led the SEC. I think at a 47% clip 2 years ago. Played some key minutes for Arkansas here down the stretch.
Third straight trip that South Alabama has been able to dig into a 5-point Razorback lead. They haven't done it yet. And again, USA takes it down to 5 on the shot clock. Ammon's in trouble. Clark with the block, but he will get called for the foul. Boy, Arkansas was getting all the contact calls in the first half, but now
I couldn't
going
see
the other way.
Body on the play. I could just see over the coach's shoulder. Oh, he had the jersey. They called him holding the jersey. Clean block, but had the jersey with the offhand.
Now, give South Alabama credit. They're shooting free throws pretty well. Bobby Portis back into the game, and Alandis Harris heads to the sidelines. Boy, you can already tell Bobby Portis is home. Every time he comes out or comes into the game, he gets a really rousing round of applause. 2 for 2 for Augustine Rubin.
The danger of letting South Alabama hang around. Talked about pushing it on them, had a chance up 12.
Ball taken away from Qualls. South Alabama takes it away and calls the timeout.
Boy, Michael Qualls just not here at all mentally tonight. Just I don't want to use the term checked out, but just not the guy that we all season long, just out of it almost.
A 30-second timeout for South Alabama, and they will have the ball with a chance to tie it. With 8:57 left, Arkansas has scored 10 second-half points. 10 in 11 minutes and 3 seconds.
Well, can't say it enough. We've had flash floods, tornado warnings, all kind of stuff in central and southeast Arkansas. Solid turnout tonight here in Little Rock. Fans ready to explode. Arkansas just can't quite get over the hump tonight for whatever reason. I know, frustrating for Mike Anderson. You go in at halftime, you have the momentum, you have the Jaguars kind of befuddled, not getting to run their stuff. Just a great grinded out half for Arkansas. Wasn't up and down, but a good grinded out half. And just come out the second half, can't quite get it going. Don't look as focused, kind of look out of it. Have a couple of key players for Arkansas just not into the basketball game for whatever reason. Mike Anderson's got to find that winning combination now. Up 3, 8 minutes and 57 seconds left, and South Alabama has their confidence back.
Well, this was indicated as a 30-second timeout, but I'm pretty sure it's become a full as South Alabama draws up a play. Coach Matthew Graves working on the dry erase board right here to our side. Tonight, it's been the guard play. Augustine Rubin, the senior out of Texas, who came in with 47 career double-doubles. He had 35 against Gonzaga on 12 of 14 shooting.
Well, look for this play. They're going to isolate for Rubin, try and get the double down. If they don't double, he's going to have a chance to make a move. If they double, it'll be off Allen.
They got to get it into the front court first. Very close. Ball lost out of bounds, back to Arkansas.
If you're Arkansas and you have a chance to make sure Barrington Stevens III brings the ball up, you may want to cash in on that.
Yeah,
he has struggled mightily handling the basketball for the Jaguars.
And he's a good ball player by all accounts. Doesn't turn over a bunch. 29 assists coming in. Wade has room to drive, has it swatted by Ammons. And here we come again. Allen. Somebody may have gotten a hand on that one. Altered the shot at least.
Boy, and for the struggles offensively, Arkansas done a great job not giving South Alabama those second chance. Played good defense, just can't get the basketball in the hole.
Qualls, a 2-point effort, no good. Wade hustles for the boards, pump fake and the foul. That goes on Ken Williams. It'll be his second.
Rodriguez Wade down there, playing big boy ball, getting after it, goes up strong to the basket, gets the foul. Good free throw shooter. Got to sink these. Again, talked about it. The free throw is going to be everything this half.
Getting close to crunch time in North Little Rock. You're watching the Razorback Sports Network from IMG. The Hawks' season low scoring output, 72 points in a win over Savannah State. They're a long way from that now. Time now for a Regions recap. Keep up with your money and earn rewards with Regions Life Green e-Access account. That's smart. Regions Bank, member FDIC.
Well, just a story of two halves for the Razorbacks here again. Amazing first half play. Michael Qualls, Moses Kingsley, just not seeing a lot of it the second half, just struggling. Great defense. I mean, the problem, Arkansas has come out and played good defense. Hadn't given up very much, but only scored 2 points in the last 8 minutes. Think about it, 2 points in the last 8 minutes, but still up by 3. Good defense. You got to get the ball in the hole.
That breaks that scoring drought at the free throw line. First point in weeks from Rodriguez Wade. And those are good looking foul shots.
And get him some confidence. Used to be.
Portis slaps it away, but Ammons gets it back and will drive on Portis. The left hand. Portis had it ripped away. Rubit lost the handle, and here we go. It's a slippery basketball tonight.
Boy, Rodriguez Wade has to be ready to shoot that ball. He can shoot the basketball. Be ready, catch it, and shoot it.
Got a foul away from the ball. It's going to go on Isaiah Maston, a freshman from Birmingham, Alabama. Hasn't really played much. 1 point per game coming in. He's in there at a very pivotal time in this one. Michael Ammons checks out of the game. And Georgi Boyanov is back in. Free throws, free throws.
Look, if it ends up being a free throw shooting contest, I like our chances. We've shot free throws very well this season, but you don't want it to be to that point. You want to be able to push and put a team like this away.
1 of 2 for Bobby Portis, and the ball lost out off South Alabama player. Boyanov couldn't hang on. Just slapped off of his leg there. More good defense for the Razorbacks. Wade, they leave him open and he drains it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome back, Rodriguez Wade. That's what we saw for 3 years. That's what led the SEC in three-point shooting. He can hit those. Just let it fly. Shoot it with confidence.
Boyanov up the baseline and gets past his man.
I don't know who was more surprised, me or Boyanov, that he got that wide open.
He was open. Madden all the way to the rack. How about that from Rashad Madden to go into double figures for the 7th time in the last 8 games. That's 10 for Madden. Stevenson fouled on the other end by Clark.
Just a weak call. Anticipated call. Cody Clark. If you're Stevenson, if you jump into a guy and you lose the basketball without any real contact, just a weak call.
That's 2 on Cody Clark. It will send Barrington Stevens to the free throw line. Still a 1-and-1 for Barrington Stevens. He missed 2 his last trip there. Yeah, you were talking about
The official just told Stevens to finish behind the line. It's actually a lane violation if you don't. He should call that instead of warning.
Stevens hits them both.
Odd that you get a warning. I didn't realize that.
Khalid Qualls open to drive the wing, and he scores it plus a foul.
And I think he did it blindfolded. Ruben went for the block. Skulls kind of scoops it down. It looked like he had a hand in his face, or on his face, actually. A great finish, Michael Qualls. Not really there in the first half except for the dunk play. Good job getting to the basket under control. Sometimes he gets out of control. When he gets in a hurry, going to the basket, keeps it under control, able to coast in, maneuver in for the N1.
The iron was kind. Jack it off for Coach Anderson. Razorbacks have pushed that lead back out to 10. It was as skinny as 3 not that long ago.
Well, we've talked about it. You have to close. You have to finish. Arkansas with a big chance here. Momentum swinging in their favor. A few defensive stops. Get some buckets. We'll end this thing.
Rubin. Five to shoot. And Rubin does. There was a glimpse of the Sun Belt Conference Player of the Year. Madden rejected. Outlet to Allen. Pulls up for 3. Boy, a big effort into the corner. I have no idea what happened.
Great hustle, Cody Clark.
Is it out of South Alabama? We were
Sells
shielded
out,
by the
knocks it
coaching
off.
staff.
Bordoff kind of taking his time getting over. Cody Clark noticed it, hustles over, dives into the South Alabama bench, knocks it off Bordoff. Second game in a row, went flying over Gucci Rowe there in Fayetteville last week, going to save a basketball. This time gives his body up to get the possession back for the Razorbacks. The kind of hustle, the kind of effort you got to have if you're going to win tough, grinded out games like this.
Clark and Madden will get a breather after some good minutes. It's Gully and Harris back in, along with Qualls and Wade and Portis with 5:40 to go. Qualls off the blocks. Allen got a piece of it, and they will call a foul on Allen. Number 4 on Allen.
On the struggles that Michael Qualls has had in the first half over the last 3 or 4 games, but it's amazing. We look at that box score at the end of the game and it's 11 or 13 or 14 points. He still manages to get in there and be a big portion of the second half in spurts, and he's doing it right now.
He's 3 out of 4 from the free throw line. And another South Alabama turnover. That's been the uncharacteristic part for Matthew Graves'
You can see
team.
the tempo and the pace and the energy picking up for Arkansas. Just wasn't there for about an 8, 9, 10-minute stretch. Everything has changed now.
Harris in trouble there, pinned against the baseline and the sideline, and Coach Anderson calls a timeout. It is finish time for the Razorbacks. After seeing that lead trim to 3, they've pushed it out for the second time now to double digits again.
Boy, and you said it earlier, Scott. Coach Anderson going jacket off. I mean, you know it's a serious game. You know he needs to put a little extra elbow grease in it when he does that, and they've responded. The second he did that, Mardragus Wade hits a 3. Some big plays on the defensive end, some transition buckets for Arkansas. Kai Madden continues to get to the basket or get to that middle lane area and draw the defender, either get the bucket or get the dish. Like seeing Mike Anderson's faith in Mardragus Wade, a guy that struggled this year, just really, it didn't even look the same. Looks like a different guy. Played more minutes than any other Razorback the last 3 years combined. sticking with it, sticking with the senior when a lot of people wouldn't. I mean, myself included, kind of going, he's not going to shoot it, let's do something. Finds his rhythm, hits the three. Going to see if he can help the Hogs close this out.
Well, the team had 11 players score on Thursday. Nobody played more than 22 minutes. It's a team game for Mike Anderson. And when somebody's off or somebody's not able to get open, here's Michael Qualls, who goes up and comes down. Big time smash.
Santa Qualls is coming to town. Wow. If you're Augustine Rubin, oh, the grandkid, oh my goodness. His grandkids are going to feel that. Get out of the way, big fella. What are you doing?
A standing O at Verizon for the highlight reel dunk from Michael Qualls. The only thing missing was the three-point play.
When you saw it coming, when he curled off that, I don't even know if it was a screen, if it was just a mix-up, but he curled off of it. You can see it the second he caught it. The only person in the building that didn't see it coming was Augustine Rubin. He's going to hear that one for a long time.
That was nearly another South Alabama turnover. Well, now the Jaguars on the ropes here. They need a basket in the worst way. They won't get it. Wade nearly has his pocket picked. Gully to Harris. Now they're going to call a travel on Landis Harris. Michael Ammons coming back in for South Alabama, along with Akeem St. Teal.
Well, the place is ready to explode. We're right on the cusp. Arkansas has some chances here. Get another defensive stop, get a big play, hit some buckets.
Just haven't been able to put them away yet. But they did withstand the big run, the big challenge. Can they finish? Stevenson has struggled tonight mightily, and Harris goes up mightily for the rebound, but they will call him for the foul. 3 on Landis Harris.
Can we get a replay of that Qualls dunk while we're waiting on the free throw?
It's a double bonus. 2 shots for Georgi Boyanoff.
Well, here we have Michael Qualls coming off. I don't know if it was a curl screen or what, but just perfectly timed pass. And the big men for Arkansas, the passes they've been able to make. But, man, Augustine Rubin, I've got friends and family in Mobile. They're getting that after the game. This is going to circulate in the South Alabama community. This is going to hurt.
An 11-point Razorback lead with under 4 to play. Gully cleared out up the wing, and he draws the contact. And Fred Gully, who was scoreless tonight, will be at the free throw line when we come back. Hogs trying to finish off the South Alabama Jaguars. When you come back, you're watching Arkansas Razorback basketball. Fred Gully will be shooting 2 free throws after the timeout. Looking for his first points of the night. Well, we were certainly in the danger zone not that long ago. Arkansas withstood the run, and now they are trying to put the wraps on this one in an area of the state where they have been very successful over the years. Arkansas 82-25 all time in Central Arkansas. That's a 77% winning percentage, but in recent years have not really been all that successful in this building. Ammons nearly threw it away. Rubin loses the handle. Picked up by Hammonds. He scores it and draws a foul. And that was a very fortunate series of events for the Jaguars.
With the ball everywhere. Hammonds is their steady guy. I mean, he's the guy that keeps his team together. Rubin's their star. But without Hammonds, they just don't have anything that works. And he's been the guy when they've struggled that they've gone to that's been able to get those dirty points, get the extra buckets for them. Maybe too little too late.
Hammonds has 11. Fans have officially started, or trying to start, the wave. Tough move by Harris. How does he get these to go?
Boy, big boy move by Harris, and no comment on the wave.
I didn't figure you'd be a fan. That's why I brought it up. In no sport, or just basketball?
Maybe at a Nickelback concert. I don't know.
Really? St. Teal. That's really being harassed.
I mean, it had to be a 20-second. I mean, what? Yeah. Good defense by Mardrakus Wade. We've got these new rules. If you breathe on a guy, they call the foul. Been proud of Arkansas to this point in the season not to use the hands out, playing more defense with their feet instead of hands and grabbing. Mardrakus Wade, key example there on that last possession.
Long three from St. Teal. And the Razorbacks have it. 2:40 left. As Arkansas try to burn a little clock. Why do they need to when Bobby Portis has that baseline jumper going? 15 for the Little Rock freshman.
When he gets to drive 10 minutes back to his parents' house, sleep in his own bed tonight. We talked to him yesterday after the game, after the last game, and he couldn't wait to get down there. He's proved it with his play tonight.
Allen wide open. Boy, and another freebie for Antoine Allen and South Alabama. They have really been fortunate the last two trips down. Arkansas has played very aggressively defensively, but these little scrap loose ball pickups, and they put it off the glass. A quick timeout, and it gives us time to tell you about the Built Ford Tough Player of the Game, presented by Ford. The Ford F-150 is the official truck of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Visit your Arkansas Ford dealer or log on to midsouthford.com. Bobby Portis, 15 points to lead the way for the Razorbacks tonight in his happy homecoming.
And he's not playing like an 18-year-old true freshman. He came in early. A lot of people kind of said, well, this guy's a McDonald's All-American. Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? But you could see the little things, the intangibles that Bobby Portis had. It was just going to be, can he get comfortable on the court? When will that happen? And he became a man in Maui. We saw a different guy in Maui, and when he got back to Fayetteville, Arkansas, he was ready to be a leader on this team. And the true freshman coming home tonight at Little Rock with a big performance, leading the Razorbacks. It's going to be a good Christmas in the Portis household.
See the Razorbacks drain the shot clock a bit now, but there's going to be a foul.
Boy, Landis Harris
on Ammons.
Got away with one. Official watching the ball. Ammons gets a touch foul. Landis Harris looked like a defensive end coming off the corner on a running back trying to get the quarterback.
Antoine Allen's back in. Isaiah Maston to the sidelines. Gully had just hit 2 for 2, and now he missed them both. A lot of contact up the floor on both sides. Jaguars running out of chances.
Well, good job, Arkansas, getting out on the shooter's shot. Goes up, Fred Gully puts the body on Ammons. Ammons has the easy putback. Fred Gully quietly doing all the little things that Mike Anderson needs for this Arkansas team to be successful. And Mike may not say it, but Fred Gully reminds him a lot of himself when he played. Good defender, good team guy, leader on the court.
It's just a frustration foul, trying to get the basketball down 13, minute 16 left. You got to take the chances. Fred Gully protects it.
3 straight misses at the free throw line.
Trying to will it in. Trust me, that does not work.
Kai Madden is returning to the floor, and Fred Gully will likely be done for the night. And the lead is 14 with 1:15 left. Hogs have got to stay on the three-point shooters here now. And they can finish this one off. Ammons
Good
hits
call,
it with
Scott.
2 men right in his face. And a quick timeout by South Alabama.
Oh, you got to dig down on the Rubit, though. You don't have a choice. Good kick out. Ammons knocks it down.
Time now for our AT&T Play of the Game, presented by AT&T. Proud to be the nation's fastest and most reliable 4G LTE network and the official telecommunications partner of Razorback Athletics. An easy pick again.
Has to be
for
the
play of
easiest
game.
choice ever. Great cut by Michael Qualls. Great feed by Alandis Harris. And just hammers it. Hammers it on Rubit. He's not going to sleep. He's not going to sleep for a week. I mean, I don't care how good of a player you are, if you're the player of the year in your conference, whatever. The second you get on the bus, you don't want to say it, the coaches are going to be frustrated, but the second you get on the bus, you know you're going to hear about it.
14 slam dunks for Michael Qualls so far this year.
And if that's not an SC top 10, if that's not a SportsCenter top 10 play, if not the top play today, I don't know what is.
And another foul on Akeem St-Teal, and that's going to be all for him. Freshman from Roselle, New Jersey. One of many frustrated South Alabama players tonight. Didn't think he should have been whistled there. Antoine Allen checks back in.
Well, look, this wasn't the kind of game that Mike Anderson may have wanted tonight. You had a chance to blow them out, push the lead to 20 early in the second half, push it to 30. But with a team that's growing, a team that's finding themselves, this is a good South Alabama team. This is a team that's going to push, if not win, the Sun Belt Conference. A team that pushed Gonzaga to the edge to a single-digit loss. Same with Texas. This is the kind of grind it out and win game that you need sometimes to grow as a team. I mean, have the home crowd, but a different gym than Bud Walton Arena. Good win for the Razorbacks.
Hogs running when they didn't need to be, and Allen swipes it. And he is really padding his stats. Back to a 10-point game here. And it'll be interesting to see if South Alabama will foul it all here. They might. Oh! Or they might watch that.
Right down Santa Claus Lane with the hammer, the Port City hammer, Michael Qualls.
Qualls gets a rebound. Final 10. 15 dunks now for Michael Qualls, and the Razorbacks have won their 5th in a row.
Solid win. Maybe not exactly how you wanted to do it. Big win for Arkansas. Good South Alabama team, able to grind it out and